Welcome to this episode of the Raven Sports Network Inside the Playbook. I'm your host, Connor Weflin. I'm joined here by Colton Bailey, and we've got a great episode coming up, so stay tuned. Today, we're going to be talking about our three overrated and three underrated athletes, our top, in each category. So we'll start with just naming who they are, and then we'll go through and explain our reasoning. So first, when it comes to my overrated, Colton, I'm going to have to say Travis Kelce. I know that might be a little bit, some people might disagree, but I've got him, Jalen Hurts, and George Pickens. When it comes to underrated, maybe a little bias here, but I'll have to go with Jonathan Taylor. Then I'll go CJ Stroud and TJ Watt. So I think my reasoning for some of those guys are pretty good, but I'm curious, what are yours, Colton?
I'm going to have to piggyback right with you with Travis Kelce as overrated, along with Patrick Mahomes and Jason Belmonte. That for my underrated, I chose Sam Cooley, Marshall Kent, and Ethan Fiore.
Nice. So you have a few bowlers in there, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Nice. So we'll go ahead and start with, I'll go with some reasoning for mine. So, we both mentioned Travis Kelce, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely, you go back to 2022, 2023, great numbers. First of all, he's getting popular because him and Taylor Swift, but that's besides the point. But this past season, 2024, he represented his lowest graded season of his entire career. And remember, he's been in the league for about a decade. I mean, this guy's had a lot of ups and downs, and this is the worst it's been. So going into 2025, which has already started here, we're in week 2. He's a future Hall of Famer. We know that.
Yeah.
But he's at a 91.4 PFF overall grade from 2022. That's just seeming to be a thing of the past. So it feels like age is really catching up to him. Nonetheless, though, great career. But as of right now, with how people are still treating him, I'd have to say we're both on the right track with he's underrated.
Overrated?
Overrated. My apologies.
It's okay.
And then Jalen Hurts, Eagles quarterback, coming off of a Super Bowl win, So people might find this a little that doesn't make any sense. He just won Super Bowl MVP. When you look at the stats, though, he had 18 touchdowns, 5 picks. It's not terrible, but it's not elite level. You're not up there with Burrow, Mahomes, Allen. Those are guys you want to be competing with, and that's what a lot of people is comparing him to. Top 5 status, and I don't see it because when you have an elite supporting cast with one of the best defense players in the league, you have Jalen Carter. Then you had Saquon Barkley, the number 1 player in the league, 2024. You have his receivers Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. It's pretty easy to put together a winning team with just the most well-rounded team in the whole league. So when it comes to, he's great. I don't want to get that wrong. He's great, but he's really, most of his touchdowns, a lot of them, rushing touchdowns specifically, come from the tush push, aka just a QB sneak at the 1. Very easy to score. He has, big guys back there pushing him. So, he didn't even have 3,000 passing yards last year. That's even you have Mahomes, who Burrow, Allen, they consistently have over 4,000 yard seasons almost all the time. So, definitely up top 10, but, when you're talking top 5 and MVP status, I'd have to disagree with that. So, what do you think about that, Jalen Hurts, when it comes to him?
I'd say you made some really good points with Jalen. Like I said, he isn't on par with Mahomes, which, yes, even though I put Mahomes in my overrated, I will still say he's a very good QB and everything, but yeah.
And then overrated, I had to dig deep for this one. I'd have to say George Pickens. So a lot of it, though, I'd have to say comes from the media. Big surprise, but when we're talking influencers, I feel like he's a big part of it, A lot of the hype is from fantasy football, and I think getting a lot of your stats or info, or I guess trust in the player from there, that's not the best thing you could do. And one of the reasons he's been viral on, social media is it's been a few years, I think, since it, but he had that one-handed catch in a game versus the Browns in 2022, I believe, and people were comparing it to the infamous Odell Beckham Jr. catch, which that was the greatest catch I think we've ever seen. People are trying to say it's the greatest catch, so he went viral for that, and ever since people have been hyping him up, obviously, as the number one guy in Pittsburgh. As of now, he's on the Cowboys. We'll see how he does there, but he's had a few different quarterbacks with him in Pittsburgh. It's been hard for him to get consistent and stuff, but when it comes to just the numbers and the overhype on Instagram due to that one-handed catch, it's getting to a point where it's too much, and I think we're putting too much pressure or trust in him to be a consistent number one guy. So, Colton, those are my 3 overrated athletes. If you want to go ahead and list yours again and talk about them.
Let's say same thing with you for like Travis Kelce. Like age, it's catching up to him. Like his what's it called again?
Are you talking about his?
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, he had the lowest graded season of his career.
His grade. I forgot what it was called for a second. Thank you.
Yep.
I might take a blank on that. That's it, because again, like 2022, it's turning into the past, and that's going to think of like a lot of athletes now. Let's say it's going to get past the prime. I was like, again, like another thing for overrated, Jason Belmonte. His average is going down by at least like 10 pins every year, which is, again, so like back when his prime in 2021, back when he won the U.S. Open, and he won Player of the Year 6 times in a row, or not in a row, and in total till 2021. Like he's starting to become a thing of the past. Like you have other legends out there like Pete Weber, Walter Ray, Norm Duke. They're all bowled into old age. I feel like Belmo's going to be able to do that, but I feel like he's going to need a second win in order to do that. Especially with people out there like Tackett, who is 10 years younger. He's about to win another PBA Player of the Year this year, making it his 3rd one in a row. And he's coming off of an amazing season. He made almost every single telecast this year. I would say for Mahomes, like I said, like he's hyped up a lot. But again, he deserves some of the hype. But I feel like some of it's also just from him being on the Chiefs and just with all the hype surrounding the Chiefs. Again, with Kelce, I feel like some of the hype is just because he's on the same team as that. Again, he's an amazing player. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree that age is definitely the reason for some of these guys starting to get a little overhyped. You know, their fans are still sticking to what they did in the past. So
Yeah.
I have to agree with that. So on the underrated athletes, Jonathan Taylor, I mean, like I said, maybe a little biased, but he was 4th in yards in 2024. He had 11 rushing touchdowns. He didn't even crack the top 100 players voted by the players in the league. I find that crazy. I thought he would have been maybe even top 50, maybe. I mean, you know, it might get a little crazy when you start to consider every position, but that's just my thought. CJ Stroud, Texans QB, as much as I strongly dislike the Texans, you just can't deny that he has one of the worst O-lines in the league, and it's hard to do anything back there with it. 2023, go back to his rookie season, O-line wasn't great still. It was all right, though. It got the job done when it mattered most, and it shows. I mean, he had one of the greatest rookie seasons we've seen out of QB with 4,100 yards and 23 touchdowns. And, you know, I mean, that's, I think, about top 5 greatest rookie seasons out of a QB we've ever seen. So, you know, get that O-line fixed, and we'll see. And people are already tearing him down, saying it's a slump. It's really not. And then I have to go with TJ Watt. And this is because of just the NFL not giving him Defensive Player of the Year. They went with Myles Garrett, who had 5 less sacks than TJ Watt and 26 less tackles. So just stats don't lie. I don't know what more to say about that, except that's a little crazy to me. So, so Colton, you want to jump into your 3 underrated?
Yeah, I would say Ethan Fiore. He is one of the newer bowlers on the league. He has a 227 pin average. He has gone up. He tied with EJ Tackett, causing him to go into the longest roll-off in the history of the PBA. It was a 9-frame roll-off, which he ultimately lost to Tackett. Then I have Marshall Kent. He has a 219 pin average, but on multiple occasions he's beaten Tackett, who is widely considered to be the best in the world because of Tackett's recent seasons. And he's also Tackett's main doubles partner as well, which if that doesn't show some skill, I don't know what does. Then that Sam Cooley, he is one of Motive's older bowlers, but I've seen him bowl in person. He's an amazing bowler. He's consistent, which a lot of pro bowlers are, but yeah, consistency is a lot in the water bowling, and I would definitely say he's consistent. He's won I can't remember exactly, but he's won a lot of whatever. He's won a what do they call major? I forgot what major titles were for a second. So yeah,
Yeah, so a lot of when it comes to just underrated athletes, I think it's easy to just get in the overlook. I mean, rewards obviously are one of them to guys who deserve them but don't get them. But unfortunate how it ends. Well, that is going to do it for today's episode. Check back 2 weeks from now for our next one. Thanks for tuning in into the Raven Sports Network Inside the Playbook.
On all of the 91.7 WEEM social media pages, we post great content almost every day. So regardless of where you're seeing us now, you should make sure you can see us on any platform. We post awesome content like skits and funny videos, updates on our sports teams and their games, updates on stuff happening around the campus and community, and much more. We're 91.7 WEEM on all our socials, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So don't be afraid to give us a follow.
91.7 WEEM. We welcome you here to this segment of ASN's Inside the Playbook. My name is Zion Palmieri. I'm joined here with
Benson Davis.
Now, Benson, we're here. You're making your Inside the Playbook debut. We're going to talk about the greatest sports comebacks in history. Anyone you want to start with?
Yeah, I mean, I love this topic. I think the one that stands out the most to me has to be the one we all watched, the 28-3.
I'm glad you watched that too. I was going to ask.
28-3 comeback. Kind of for me, that was when, Tom Brady's the GOAT.
Yeah.
And it was like the middle of the third. I don't know exactly how much time was left, but it wasn't like they had a quarter and a half to come back 25 points. Obviously largest comeback in Super Bowl history. The Patriots would score 31 points in the second half. Ridiculous.
As a Patriots fan, it was pretty awesome. It was like I was pretty upset at halftime. And then, they started to come back, and I'm glad I watched the game through fully. I mean, the other week, it was Ravens-Bills.
Yep.
And I went to bed like the start of the fourth quarter, and the Bills were up big, and I was like, oh, this game's going to be over. Ravens won it. I'm glad I didn't go to bed in this one. Dante Hightower got a big strip sack to later in the game. There's just some hype moments as like a New England fan that are like so iconic now from this game.
Edelman catch.
Yeah.
Where he was like,
I remember
three
like
guys.
being on my couch, and my dad isn't a big Patriots fan at all, but we're all like, he caught that. He caught like so many iconic memories. I remember watching him grab it and clap. It was the perfect game. And I think it's like right now it stands. That is my pick for the greatest comeback in all sports. It's just, like you said, it kind of solidified Brady as the GOAT. It was a dominant game, and the Patriots dynasty lived on.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that was actually the first overtime in Super Bowl history, which is crazy because we've seen a few other. We've seen obviously Chiefs, 49ers.
I think there's been two more, maybe.
Yeah, I think
both Chiefs, 49ers.
Eagles, Chiefs again, right?
Did that go into overtime? I'm not sure.
But anyway, just modern football is you can't predict it. So
it's the game is getting better, and they're playing at a higher level, and that's why we're seeing more overtimes and stuff like that. Moving on. I think we'll do the 2016 NBA Finals, Cleveland Cavaliers versus Golden State Warriors. Did you watch any of this here? I wasn't a big basketball fan at the time of this.
I don't think I watched this finals.
That's the only bad thing about this segment is like some of these are like the 1986 ALS World whatever. Like I didn't watch this game,
It was Warriors, Cavs 3 years in a row. I think
this is iconic because this is the one that kind of like solidified Braun
for sure.
Yeah.
First 3-1 in NBA Finals comeback. Warriors that year had the best record in NBA history. So to take down a team like that, pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, you had Draymond Green acting like Draymond Green, getting ejected. So there was stuff, like that hurt the Warriors, but
that was a super team.
The Cavs put together a really great run.
I think
crazy.
I think that was the year of the Warriors super team where they had the best record. And I don't know if they had Durant at that time, but I thought he did, and I thought he got hurt ahead of Game 7. There was a lot of like lore coming into that one.
Sure.
There's so much like even stepping away from it, like that was so like another one that's iconic. It's 2016, 2017.
I think that was the first year with Durant.
Yeah,
Because then they would win in 17 and 18.
Mm-hmm. Broke the longest active championship drought in North America, ending 52 years of Cleveland Cavalier no champion. That's pretty crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, and especially with the whole like Bron being in Cleveland and then coming back, and then wow. I wonder. I think that was around the time where that kind of like pretty well solidified Bron as the GOAT. That's another one that's like iffy because I know he won the title with the Lakers in I think 2020, but still that was like all right. This guy's up there with Jordan.
Sure. Yeah, and not to get off track. I mean,
that's a different conversation.
The Lakers won. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you could say, and I agree. I don't think LeBron wasn't the main guy on that team either.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first series and final series besides that first finals he went to in like
03?
really early that he kind of led the team.
Yeah.
Because then obviously Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, for those first two finals. But yeah, Cleveland fans had a good year because obviously I'm gonna shift to the Cubs, Indians.
Mhm.
So
I remember watching that.
I guess
that was
Guardians
like big.
now. Oh yeah, that was
Mhm.
that was the first World Series I ever watched, and it was amazing. So
Mhm.
obviously, I guess now Guardians. Guardians were up 3-1,
Yeah, you could say Indians. It doesn't. It's not that. It's not that important here.
and Cubs obviously hit that. Was that Game 7,
Mhm.
the Grand Slam? That might have been earlier, but names like Rizzo and all these guys that were just playing out of their minds, and it was an overtime win in Game 7. I think it was 8-7.
It helps when it's close, like
Right.
we don't have an MLB team. So when it's the Cubs, it's the next closest thing. A lot of people here are Cubs fans. And it helps when you're in it. Like I've seen so many Patriots comebacks. It helps when your team's in it.
Right.
And that one was very another one. What was that, 2016? They're all coming around the same time.
That was those were both the same year.
Yeah.
So it's the year of comebacks. So Cleveland, I mean, that's the Cubs had another drought too. So that's
Yeah.
2 droughts broken.
108 years or something. It was around there.
Crazy.
103, I thought. Yeah.
Crazy.
Any ones that you want to touch on further? Or I guess you could continue talking about this one.
No, I just think that's crazy. Two crazy comebacks in the same year.
I know.
2016 was a great year for sports and comebacks in general.
Yeah, 2016 was an all-time year.
In general,
Yeah.
overall, yeah.
I wanted to mention this. Obviously, I haven't seen the game, but Reggie Miller's 8 points in 9 seconds. Obviously, with the Indiana Pacers making the run they did last year,
Yep.
You saw a lot of that come back when they played the Knicks. That was a fun thing. That like I don't read too deep into the Pacers now. I didn't before. So that was a cool thing to learn about in sports. Is that whole 8 points in final 9 seconds to stun the Knicks at MSG. So you got to put that in there.
I mean, if you're a Reggie fan, you've seen that clip. If you're a Pacers fan, you've seen that clip. Ridiculous. In Madison Square Garden. Yeah, that's
not a place where you want to
you
do that.
I don't know if that's anything like that will ever happen again.
Yeah. I think the last one, unless you have any others to add, is the 2022 Vikings versus Colts, just because it is by definition the largest numerically. They erased a 33-point deficit. At halftime, it was 33-0. The Vikings
Brutal.
come back and win. I remember I was in Texas Roadhouse in the game. Like I popped in probably second quarter, and I was like, "Wow, Colts are up big. This is crazy." And then slowly it got louder and louder and louder, and everyone was just mad by the end of it.
Oh yeah. So I remember checking my phone at half, and it was 33-0. I was like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
the Colts are playing out of their mind."
crazy year.
JT was going nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That was the year Matt Ryan. We signed Matt Ryan for a 1-year deal.
Wild to think back on. There's some weird stuff that happened.
And then I didn't check the game. Obviously, I was like, what's the point of watching this game?
Mhm.
So then I checked the final score, 36-33, or whatever it was, 39-36, sorry. What happened?
Yeah.
And so I watch and just, it's like comebacks like this that you're like, you start getting momentum and it's like quickly you start to come back. You get stops.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like crazy how fast that lead can become a 2-possession game and then a 1-possession game and then a tie game.
I think as time goes on, no lead is truly safe.
No. And how do you only score a field goal in the second half? If they had just scored at least 1 touchdown, the game's over. Matt Ryan, obviously the quarterback of that team, same quarterback that gave up the 28-3 lead we talked about earlier. At the time, Matt Ryan was the quarterback of the Falcons, who gave up that lead. So kind of ironic that he was the quarterback of the two biggest, on the losing side of the two biggest comebacks, one in Super Bowl history and then one regular season. And another kind of thing, Frank Reich, coach of that team, he was the one that led the previous biggest comeback with the Bills against the Houston Oilers in a wild card round. So a lot of weird.
Everything's connected.
Everything's connected. A lot of weird connections there. That was a rough day.
Sports are awesome. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is I kind of forgot some of these. I don't think about the 2016 NBA Finals very much,
Right.
This is neat.
And the Vikings fans, what's crazy about it is I remember watching the video. None of them left. That's a fan base that you can, get behind. That was cool. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, my family's, especially attending sports events, they want to leave early, beat the traffic, and I never wanted to. That's really cool.
You can't do that.
Yeah. That'll about wrap it up for this segment. We covered everything I wanted to here. That was good. That was good. All right. Well, stay tuned for more. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network's ASN's Inside the Playbook.
Did you know that you don't only have to listen to 91.7 WEM in your cars? You can also listen to it on apps for iOS and Android.
Wesley, what are you listening to?
I'm listening to 91.7 WEEM.
On your phone? I thought you could only listen on a car.
It's available on iOS and Android's app stores.
Awesome. I'm going to go check it out right now.
And you too can listen to 91.7 WEEM on Apple or Android. Go download now.
We welcome you here to this segment of ASN's Inside the Playbook. My name is Zion Palmieri. I'm joined here alongside my co-host,
Connor Weflin.
Now, Connor, we're going to play Two Truths and a Lie Sports Edition. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. You want to go first? I would say I would go pretty slow. Say your facts slowly. Say three of them, and then I'll try to guess.
Yep. So for my first fact is Jerry Rice has more career receiving yards than the second and third all-time leaders combined.
Oh, that's okay.
My second one is the Chicago Bears have never had a quarterback throw for over 4,000 yards in a single season.
Okay.
And then my last one is Usain Bolt set his 100-meter world record with the tailwind, a.k.a. he had the wind against him when he broke the record.
Okay. So I know the Bears one is true. I'm pretty sure of that because everyone says the Bears are really bad, and I think they usually bring up that stat. Or maybe it was 5,000. But I'm pretty sure the Bears one's true. I kind of thought they did track and field events inside. Everyone talks about Usain Bolt and his greatness, so I'm going to assume that one was the true one and Jerry Rice doesn't. That would be kind of insane if he had more
than the second and third combined. Yeah.
I'm going to say Jerry Rice having more touchdowns than the second and third most combined is the fake one.
Did you mean receiving yards?
Receiving yards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that shakes it up a little bit. I still think it's the lie.
You're right. That is the lie right there.
Okay. Yeah, that was difficult.
That would be, second and third combined, you're talking the best of all time. That's kind of hard to, even if you're the best, it's kind of hard to beat that.
Yeah, especially that was longevity. He had a lot of longevity, and that would be a really tough thing to beat. That was a good one, though. You gave me a lot of ones that were out of my era, so I had no clue. I prepared two sets just for time-wise because, we're already about 2 minutes into this, so I'll give you mine. So firstly, there are more than 3,000 names engraved on the Stanley Cup. Brett Favre threw 250 career interceptions, and then no Super Bowl has ever ended in a shutout.
Okay, so immediately I'm thinking of that Super Bowl one, and I'm just because that's honestly where I think I know the most about.
Can I switch something really quick?
Yeah.
I accidentally, I told you, I accidentally read two false ones.
Okay.
So switch out the Super Bowl one. So you don't know what that one is.
Okay.
You can kind of guess. You don't know what that one is. Okay. Wayne Gretzky has more career assists than anyone has points. You know what points are in hockey? They're assists. It's like soccer. So if you score a goal or get an assist, you have a point.
Okay.
So he has more career assists than anyone has points altogether.
Okay.
And then Brett Favre interception, and then 3,000 names. There are more than 3,000 on the Stanley Cup.
Oof. That Stanley Cup one just sounds true to me. I don't know a lot about hockey. Honestly, I didn't even know about any name engraving. I don't know. I probably should, though. That's a famous trophy. Obviously, the Stanley Cup is watched by a lot of people. Brett Favre interceptions?
Hockey's pretty old, so
Yeah.
I like your thinking
I
there.
can't recall Brett Favre being notorious for turnovers.
That's all I know him for.
Really? When I think turnovers, I think of, oh man, I forget. Maybe it was Brett Favre, actually, I'm thinking of. 250 picks, that I see him doing that.
Yeah.
That all could have come when he was, aging, Aaron Rodgers started to take over. And then what was the other one you said about Wayne Gretzky?
Wayne Gretzky has more career assists than anyone in hockey history has points.
See, that's kind of like what you said about the Jerry Rice one. That just sounds too crazy to be true. Stanley Cup, I'm just going to have to say that's true. Brett Favre, I'm going to go with the Wayne Gretzky.
So you were wrong.
Okay.
So the Stanley Cup one was true. You were right in that.
Okay.
There is 3,300 career engravings of people's names.
Mhm.
So whenever a team wins, they engrave like the team name and everyone that was on it. So the trophy's full of them. I don't know. I think they're running out of room, or maybe they're going to make it bigger. So the Brett Favre one is false. He threw 336 career interceptions.
And you said the lie was he threw...
I said he threw 250.
Okay.
Yeah, yep. Wild. I know he was the all-time interception leader.
Mhm.
So that's why I threw this in there. But I tried to lowball him a little bit and put 250.
I was thinking like it was true as in the fact he threw at least 250. That honestly,
I guess I kind of misled you a little bit. I didn't mean to.
But then again, 300 and however many you said.
336.
That's still kind of crazy. That I don't think I still would have gotten that.
Yeah, it's a little less than 100 of what I said. Did you know he was the all-time interception leader?
That probably wouldn't have been my first guess. No.
Okay. I'll do one more here. See if you can guess it. Wait. I think I have 2 lies here, so you got to guess the truth.
I'm guessing the truth.
Wait, hold on. No, you're gonna guess the lie. Okay, you're gonna guess the lie. Okay. So what we said before: no Super Bowl has ever ended in a shutout.
Okay.
Hakeem Olajuwon is the highest scoring foreign player ever, all time career.
Okay.
And then my finally one: Pele has over 1,000 career goals in soccer.
Oh, okay. Right now.
This is another one where it's like, all right, this is a little past my time.
Okay. So immediately the Super Bowl one sticks out because I cannot recall really any. The closest I almost just thought of was Seahawks winning. I forget which Super Bowl it was against Denver. It was like 43-8 or something. I think that stuck out. I know that wasn't a shutout though.
New England won. Was it 13-3 or
13-3 against LA, Super Bowl 53.
I'm trying to think of the lowest scoring Super Bowls.
I am too.
It's tough. They're all like, they're not necessarily high scoring, but they're not bad.
They're not. The worst you have is like maybe, 10 points? 3, I guess. Is what we're... Oh, man. I think that one, immediately I'm thinking, you said the fact was that no team has ever been shut out.
No Super Bowl has ever had a shutout. So, yeah, no team has ever been shut out in the Super Bowl.
I think that's true. So, I'm...
Okay.
And then you said the other one was...
Hakeem Olajuwon is the highest scoring foreign player in the history of the NBA.
Okay.
What do you think?
That sounds like the false one, because you said the other one was Pele has had 1,000?
Over 1,000 career goals.
Oh, man.
I know nothing about soccer other than like a lot of people really liked Pele, and I know when he passed away, a lot of people were really upset. So 1,000 would make sense.
I'm just gonna look up Pele's career length real quick. I'm not looking up the answer.
Okay, I trust you.
Okay, so 21 years. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know how many games do they play a season? I have no clue.
I've definitely heard of Pele. I just don't know. I can't tell you what team or really that much, but I just know 21 years, dang. I'm going to have to go with, what was the second one again?
Hakeem Olajuwon being the highest scoring foreign player.
No, I'm going with the Pele one as the lie.
You were so close. It was Hakeem Olajuwon. Dirk
Okay.
Nowitzki is the highest scoring foreign player.
Dang it.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. That was not
Pele.
an easy segment.
It was not.
We're gonna do this again later, I'm sure, and we'll have a full cast here. That was the plan originally, but kind of wrench got thrown into it. We'll have the full cast here, and I didn't expect it to be this difficult because sports is just history. All these are old, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. Well, I won.
I guess 0-2 for me.
All right, you'll get better. All right, we have time to improve.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned for more. You're listening to the Arabian Sports Network Inside the Playbook. I'm Zion Palmieri, joined here alongside
Connor Weflin.
91.7 WEEM.